And instead of being held responsible and having accountability for them healing themselves, instead of them taking a break away from the community, maybe it may take a few months, it may take some years, but whatever that regeneration process looks like for you, you may need to go through that regeneration process to make sure you stay right in the mind. Spiritually speaking, we come across so many different crossroads of energies and entities in this dimension, especially since there are so many different dimensions here on this earth plane. Using spiritual suicide as a cop out, or not as a cop out, but as a overwhelming power tool of reincarnation does happen. When people get overloaded, they get overwhelmed. They see the masses that are going through all of this trauma, this death, this murder. They know that they have a purpose. They are honed in on what they're supposed to do, but they may not feel like they're making progress. They may not feel like their voices are being heard. And what they will do is just allow the inevitable to be inevitable. That sickness will manifest, that illness will manifest, and slowly people will start slipping away into what we call spiritual suicide or spiritual martyrdom, where they just ultimately realize the truth of, oh, I overdid it, or oh, I shouldn't have did this, that, and the third. Or in other words, they done fucked around and found out, and they've given out so much energy, or they've not given enough to themselves, that now they've reached that borderline of they're in the nether realms and they're no longer flying around spiritually. They're no longer zipping around. They're actually at a slow walk. They're at that slow, low, energetic pace through life now. This is where they will always try to be in high spirits, but the truth of the matter is they've already made that deal and that contract to exit stage left, which is voiding their contract. And what that does is they may have fulfilled partial of their contract. They may have fulfilled some of their contract. Their contract may have been able to teach healing to the masses, but the bigger picture of teaching healing to the masses is you got to heal yourself first before you heal everybody else. And if you ain't focused or mastered the art of healing you yet, I guess that ain't something you need to be sharing with everybody. Or if you do, share it in baby steps. That way, you are still at that discovery stage of always still being a student first before you think you out here being a master to anybody. So when it comes to spiritual suicide and things of that nature, people will again see how many people will need readings from them, will feed on their energy, and instead of protecting themselves, guarding themselves, stepping away from the masses, giving themselves time to heal and regenerate, refocus, and even see if spirit has a new mission for them, they will sort of sign that contract of freeze. And when the inevitable becomes inevitable, when death is like, hey, what's up, homie? They like, what's up? I've been waiting on you. Let's get out of here. Versus actually looking at all the red flags that came before the depletion of their energy sources, before the depletion of their spiritual shield being completely drained, before the physical attachment and manifestation of illness, sicknesses, disease, mental displacements, or things of that nature. If you are spiritually in tune to your body and to your ancestry, you will always, always, always come across ways to start healing yourself. But ultimately, it is up to you to heal yourself. Us as healers, again, we are only here to hold place and space for you to do it safely. We're not here to do it for you. We are here to give you tools. We are here to give you access to whatever you may need that is going to help you and not harm you. But if you ever take on that role of, I just do this for spirituality and this is just what it does to me. Do you see this? Do you see this? That's not how it works. That is you taking sort of the exit stage left on saying you took time to give yourself to everybody else, but you did not take time to heal yourself. It's sort of like walking into a vampire den after you done been beat to death and you bleeding everywhere. And you walk into a vampire den talking about, look at me survive and transform. They not finna let you survive or transform. They're gonna drain you dry. And they're probably gonna start eating you. And that's gonna be the end of it. Suicide. That happens, especially in the spiritual community. People that believe that they are very much innate, in tune. Oh, I can go into this room and I can handle all of this trauma. And then when they get in there, they get spiritually eaten alive and say, see, look what spirit is doing. See, and this is what I go through. And you guys just remember, and just remember me and remember all the things that I taught you. And it's like, the only thing you taught us is not to be the person to do that. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to your mindset. Pay attention to your energy, because again, the last thing you want to do is to meet the inevitable by freezing up and realizing I can't fight, I can't run, and I don't have the energy to heal myself. I can't even recall my energy to heal myself because I've been sick this whole time. So what am I going to do? I'm gonna just tap out. Versus fighting to build that energy back up, having the discipline to get your body back in alignment and do what is necessary for you to be back on track. So again, that is a big part of spiritual suicide that does happen. Now, there are instances where you are dealing with people that crossed over and you may not be able to reach their energy signature. You may not be able to communicate, and you may actually have to go deeper into the nether realms than you thought, because these are people, again, that did not go through their own shadow self. They did not go through their 9 gates of hell. These people may have been so stuck on love and light and, I don't do the shadow stuff, or vice versa. They may have been very introverted and selfish and didn't want to deal with nobody else at all. They didn't want to deal with the spiritual aspect. They didn't even want to deal with the physical aspect. They heard the calling and was like, nope, I ain't listening to it. And that'll be the very same thing that they needed to survive. That was their flag. That was their warning. And because they said, nope, this is the consequences of those actions. So there are 2 reasons why you may not find an energy signature in the nether realms or when other people have passed on. One reason is because after death, they have passed on and they are actually at peace where they are. They don't want you calling their phone. They don't want you blowing their line up. They know that you miss them, but honestly, where they at right now, you could be the furthest thought in their energy signature in their mind. The other reason you may not find an energy signature when you are looking for people that have crossed over is because they may have taken the contract to reincarnate somewhere else because they did not want to come back here. The downside of those contracts of reincarnation, though, is if you have not healed certain aspects of your ancestral bloodline, this is where lesson and blessing come in handy and heavy. If you have not healed certain aspects of your ancestral bloodline and you've decided to sign a spiritual suicide contract for reincarnation back into your bloodline, into your lineage, maybe in a different time, place, and space, you're going to end up back in the same situation that drove you crazy to doing the same shit the first time because you didn't learn the lesson the first time. So when you are signing these contracts, make sure that you understand what you are doing, who you're doing it with. It may sound good to just let spirit have his way. They done gave you too many options, too many comments, questions, and concerns. They done gave you too many resolutions for you to do what is necessary versus you to do what you want to do. And if you take that as a sign to not do anything at all, that's a choice. That is you making the choice to commit spiritual suicide. And this is the importance of hermit mode in the spiritual community. Hermit mode can go anywhere from a week to 3 years, where you literally have to take time to not only realign your spiritual body, but your physical body, and you align your mental, physical, and spiritual body all back together. It may take years to do so, especially if you are interacting with people on a daily basis. You don't know how to tell people, no, you can't come over. No, I don't want to come over. No, we can't kick it. I need to realign myself with me just for a little bit. That is the importance of having that hermit mode, because we are different pillars in the community. We teach different things. We have different paths that we govern and guide, and we gatekeep. You still have to keep that energy up for spiritual warfare, because people will come to spiritually attack you as well. And if you are taking on those attacks, you are also taking on the affairs and the traumas of the community. You are wearing yourself thin. And with you knowing all of this and still not taking time to do for yourself, you are signing up to tap out as a spiritual suicidal, because you will become overwhelmed with so many problems, so many projects, so many issues. You just gonna stop doing everything and just allow whatever to happen, and just chalk it up to, well, I'll do it better next lifetime. I'll do it again next lifetime. I'll just do better next lifetime. I'll try again next lifetime. I'll come back to it next lifetime. Without realizing that some of your ancestry or your lineage that may allow you to come back next lifetime, they're still going to allow you to experience that, to learn the lesson, because there is still a lesson to learn from it. Life literally stands for learn infinitely from experiences. Learn infinitely from experience. You always gonna be learning something from experiences in your life, whether it's good or bad. But the biggest experience that you need to learn from is learning how to heal yourself, learning how to cut people off from your energy. Yes, you may be able to, you may be called to heal people and to be a community leader, but that does not mean that your community needs to be the masses, 500 people, 12,000 people, 20,000 people. Your community that you need to actually work with may be 5. And those 5 people may be able to wreak havoc, hell, damage, and do a level of healing that is phenomenal, versus having the masses follow behind you, feeding off of your energy, pulling at your energy signature, and ultimately you facing the inevitable and feeling like you're being caught off guard when technically you just ignored the signs. So, with that being said, I hope this guys gives you some food for thought, especially concerning spiritual suicide, spiritual martyrdom, people that use their spirituality, especially when they're becoming ill, to be like, oh, look, this is what spirit is doing to me. No, that is you choosing not to heal yourself. That is you choosing to sit in the shit and become one with the shit. What is natural, though, for us in the spiritual community is to die of natural causes, not from illness and dis-ease. Or in other words, from allowing negative energies and entities to attach to us and that be the cause of our illnesses, when technically we live on a planet of healing. If you want to heal yourself, go outside. Look for the roots. Look for the herbs. Look for the medicines that your God gave you on this planet to heal yourself. So, with that being said, you guys, Mama loves you. Namaste, but no, I'm going to stay the hell over here. Holla.